He sure is the modern day Big Ben, isn't he? Welcome back to the channel Pro Enzo Vids, and this afternoon's video obviously already says what this video will be all about. But this video is all about the new tallest player in the competition. But hear me out, yet to make his NRL debut, which is absolutely crazy because normally a player would make their debut by now and be renowned for their height and how big they are. But Benjamin Te Kura is an interesting one because he is yet to make his NRL debut and has only been known by more people and more fans recently. And yeah, by the time he makes his NRL debut, which is probably some point this year, it's going to be scary to see how he does go. So I think if you're a Broncos fan in particular, get really keen and get really hyped about this kid because there is something brewing about that kid, Te Kura, without a doubt. Before I get into the full video, as always, please be sure to like this video and do subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. So 6 away from the goal of 3,900 subscribers. So yes, we're getting very close to that goal now, and yeah, hopefully it gets achieved very soon. But more importantly, just enjoy the channel, enjoy the videos I do, and yeah, this one's obviously a very interesting one about the emergence of this young kid, Te Kura, and there's plenty to look out for to that Te Kura. So let's deep dive into what kind of player he already is. So yeah, obviously he's a big kid. A few photos will be displayed down in the bottom right corner, but yeah, look, obviously he's huge, absolutely huge. And I'll be honest, I didn't really know much about Benjamin Te Kura coming into last season. You know, obviously that's when I first heard his name in 2023, just last year, but obviously I only knew his name and didn't know what he looked like or how big he was, and especially didn't know how, you know, the biggest part for me was I didn't know how actually big he was, and that's the thing that just has got me right now is how tall he is. And I mean, someone told me not long ago that this guy is the tallest player in the competition, and I was like, you're joking, there's no way. I thought Nelson or someone like that would be the tallest, but no, it's Te Kura. It definitely is Benjamin Te Kura. He's the tallest guy in the comp, player, and yeah, you know, it's like I said, it's going to be scary once he makes his NRL debut and see how he does go. You know, obviously there's heaps of talent coming through the game right now, but I think players like this are ones to really look out forward to much sooner rather than later. Obviously has a full-time NRL contract with the Brisbane Broncos. He signed until the end of 2026, and obviously Kevin Walters sees a big future for Benjamin Te Kura at the Broncos, so that's where he'd hope Te Kura does stay and play footy as well at the Broncos, because that's probably where they hope his future lies, at the Brisbane Broncos club. But yeah, look, obviously Te Kura's, you know, yet to prove in first grade what kind of player he is. Like, obviously by the highlights reels that I've seen and how big he is and how he looks at training, it's a good early indication to get on how much of an impact he could bring to the Brisbane Broncos. Because look, they've lost obviously Thomas Flegler, Kirk Capewell, Keenan Palacia, some very important forwards there. So obviously they're going to be lacking a little bit of depth in the forwards, I feel like. But you got Te Kura now, who's obviously yet to make his NRL debut, but is already predicted to do great things. So it's a good chance that by the end of 2024, Te Kura could have a bench spot locked in, or maybe even starting at best. But I'd say a bench spot is more likely for Benjamin Te Kura at this stage to secure, because I think the starting positions are definitely currently vacated by Payne Haas and either Fletcher Baker or Corey Jensen. But I think that one of them two, they don't really see it out for me, to be honest. And I'm being completely honest. So maybe one day Te Kura becomes a full-time starting player, who knows, but needs to make his NRL debut first, that's for sure. The game of rugby league has always been gifted with heaps of tall players and big athletes in general. I mean, got heaps of guys like Kamali Olakawatu, Jason Saab, Dominic Young, Nelson Solomona, Sean Lane. Dane Tillis was the tallest player at one point in the game too, I believe, at 6'5". And you know, there's obviously a list that goes on with how big and how tall players are in the game. Like Payne Haas too. Don't forget Payne Haas. You know, Jesse Bromwich as well, who's actually pretty tall. But obviously Benjamin Te Kura, who's yet to make his NRL debut, and once he does, will be the official tallest player in the competition. So that's what excites me about Te Kura even more. He's yet to make his NRL debut and already stands at a whopping 6'9" height of how tall he is. So crazy to think, isn't it? But again, obviously the kid's copying a lot of hype right now and a lot of talk up about how good he will be because of how big he is, but obviously time will tell. But from the early indications that I have of what Ben Te Kura is like, it's exciting. I think any Broncos fan and any NRL fan that has any intel on how Ben Te Kura is as a player will definitely know how good he will be in first grade, hopefully, as the years go on. So I'd say Ben Te Kura is definitely one player to watch in the NRL in the near future. But thank you for watching. Please be sure to like this video. Again, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Help my goal of 3,900 subscribers become true. And also comment your thoughts on the future Ben Te Kura, and if you enjoyed the video as well. And comment your thoughts on Benjamin Te Kura, and if you do agree with my points in this video. So again, thank you for watching and have a good weekend.